You
All
know,
right, I'm gonna hit the button.
I'm okay. Go ahead, hit the button. It's in my incoming messages chronologically. So go ahead, hit that
Okay.
button.
Okay, this is from Bunny.
You're so handsome, you made me forget my pickup line.
Okay.
There's something wrong with my eyes. I can't keep it off of you.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm. But make sure you keep watching Samson and Lyrical Arts Radio. DJ Star, DJ LX Star. Okay, make
Is that
sure. Okay, and open season battle arena for
man?
motherfucking show. Right.
You got some women out here chasing you, bro.
I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know. I'm honest as fuck, bro. I don't know what the fuck. Hey, but hey, it's all good. Like I tell my peoples, right? I look at the numbers. I don't look at like the gender demographics like that. And maybe that's
Right.
why my music is a certain way because I didn't look at the women like, hey, the women buy all the shit. So maybe you should start making songs for women. I'm making
Right.
songs for niggas.
Right. I was about to ask, what you doing to these girls, man? They leaving you messages
Uh,
like that, man. What you doing to these girls?
I don't know. I think that was for you, Star Dog. I don't know, man. Like,
Ah,
yo.
man, she was on you. She can't even see me unless she went to the Instagram or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either. Like straight up, like no, but they can come through on this open talk and all that shit, and they can see us. So anybody from
Oh,
Stereo can come through. Yeah. So
okay.
shout out to the Stereo app, for having it like as an open ass platform. So they just slide through, and then they're able to check us out, listen to this anywhere we go. You know what I mean? Or anywhere they go. You know, um,
Okay.
what I want to do too, I want to link up with you and do some song analysis from some of these rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like we
I'm
can
with
really
that.
get into some shit. You know what I mean? That'd be
I'm with
really
that.
dope. And because it'd be cool to get a real perspective on it.
Yeah, I'm with that, bro.
You know?
Anytime.
And for sure. And I want to. Man, I don't. It's been hard for me to even go in and talk about this shit. Keep it real with you, but we got to.
Okay.
Um, DMX, Black
Yeah.
Rob,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
like a lot of the golden era rappers, we are losing the golden era rappers.
Right.
This is my
Facts.
motherfucking question. What the fuck was Black Rob homeless for when I'm sure my nigga made like a lot?
You know, politics of the business, and then you also have to look at the worm he was working for.
Yeah.
The worm he was working for, I'm pretty sure, ripped him off like everybody else who ever came through Bad Boy. Like I said, we were just having this conversation. Like literally every person who ever slid through there, they're broke. And it's with the exception of Sean, because Sean was locked up, so he couldn't spend his money. So he walked away set for the rest of his life. But, you know, like one of the singers from Total, she actually lives not too far from where I'm at. She's not broke because even to live where I live, you can't be broke. But she's not. She's a far cry from what they were, or what you think
Damn.
they should have been. Put it like that.
Damn, man. Total is one of my favorite groups.
Right. And then there's the other one. She's working. Last I checked, she was working at White Castle, the burger joint.
No.
Yeah, I think that was the lead singer. She was working in the burger joint. Last I heard. You know, you had Foxy Brown working at Home Depot. I mean, the game isn't pretty. The
Damn.
game isn't always pretty. The game is
My
not
nigga,
always pretty as we would want it to be. It's just not so.
it show
You know?
ain't, man. My
And
nigga
Rob,
said Home Depot.
yeah, and Rob was a victim, of somebody I'm pretty sure he probably looked at as a brother, a close friend. Come to find out, while you guys are playing tic-tac-toe, this guy over here is playing chess, and he's not concerned with any of that stuff that you're feeling right now.
Damn.
He's about the dollar at the end of the day. And people don't understand. It's just like the street. Yeah, you may hustle for this guy. He's treating you well while you're making the money. But the very second you become expendable, you will be just that. And
Damn.
sometimes they can't wrap their heads around it. Like, wow, like, how did this happen just yesterday? We were supposed to be cool. Like, look, it was business, nothing personal. People really, really underestimate that saying. That saying is real. It's business, nothing personal. Meaning, not saying that it was nothing personal that you're broke. What it means is there was nothing personal between you and I that I should care.
Damn, that's a different perspective to put it into, but you're right, and it sucks because from an artist standpoint, they jump into that situation doing it for hip hop, doing it for the
Right.
R&B, doing it for the music, the love of it, the love.
Right.
And they don't know the business side of it. I've been the victim of that type of shit, like where just like, oh, well, I'm doing it for the love of this, and then some shit happens.
Right. You find out there's no love in it.
Right.
There are certain games that you cannot enter with emotion. One is the drug game. You cannot enter the street game with emotion. And the second is even worse than that game, and that's show business. You cannot navigate this game with emotion. You're in a pool with a bunch of sharks. You have to become a shark.
Right. Or a wolf, like head ice and shit.
Right. You got to. Because the very second you don't, you become food.
That's real as fuck.
And the hard part about becoming food when you're in a shark tank, you can try to become big and bad all you want, but once your weakness is spotted, once they smell blood, 9 times out of 10, before you even get a chance to react, it's already too late. And when you're dealing with somebody, let's just put it out there, when you're dealing with somebody like Diddy, Puffy, whatever you want to call him, Sean Combs, you have to walk into the situation knowing what type of person you're dealing with and stop getting caught up on the name and the stardom of the person. This man is a businessman, period.
Right.
Period. And you are a commodity, period. That's it. That's all you are to this man.
Right.
He's not your friend.
Right. Yeah, like that. That's need to be understood. But it's hard to get that when you have, like I said, the love of the music in you. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about.
Right. And I understand that, people get what, I'm pretty sure that everybody around him at that time was like, hey, we're boys. Puff is our boy. It's all good. It's like the street. No, it's not like the street. It's actually worse. Because in the street, yeah, you have your fake people, but you can pretty much weed them out and see them. In the industry, it's more like Goodfellas. Your murderers come to you with smiles, and they always catch you at your weakest point. And that will describe Sean Puffy Combs.
Damn, nigga. The king of Harlem.
Yeah. That describes Sean Combs in a nutshell. You get caught at your weakest moment, which your weakest moment is actually the first day you meet him. Because the only thing you can think about is getting about that hood right now. And this man, you see his lifestyle and he's shooting you a good one. Put a check in front of you and there it is. But you signed that check so fast. Let's just be real. A couple 100,000 looks like a couple 100 million to some of us. And we sign these contracts so fast because we want to believe that person we're signing with has our best interest in heart. But no one wants to accept the reality of it, that you're being played and maneuvered until you realize you're being played and maneuvered, and now you want to cry about it. So you kind of have to look at it like this: who's the bad person? The pimp for applying his game, or the hoe for letting it be applied for so long?
Yeah, I feel you on that. I've watched like some crazy shit go down, like where I'm gonna go ahead and drop this because I ain't even really said this shit before, right? This is basically exclusive to, I'm about to just go ahead because I was gonna air these niggas out in a different way, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it like this, and this applies to what you're talking about so much. Um, I watched Father MC and his partner finesse a lot of different people out of different shit. You know what I mean? And
Mm,
it's fucked up, right? And when you
right,
think about that analogy, right, and the way that they presented everything to these people, you know, I looked at it on both sides, like you said, like, well, who's wrong in the situation? You know what I mean? Like, I can't
right.
say that they're totally wrong for saying, no, we're gonna put you on, blah, 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 selling them hoop dreams and shit like that. But then again, I can say they're wrong because they knew they going in there talking to people that like, oh, yo, record your gospel album with us, and then it's gonna be all good. They go up in there and do that, and then they go and get took for all their stuff. It's all wrong. I've watched
Well,
that shit go down, like, and then motherfuckers are putting ads out, shit like that, bringing all these people to their studio, then
right.
you know, just baiting them in. You know what I mean? Like, it was craziness. Oh,
Well,
this
you
is
have
the
to.
mic that Michael Jackson spit on.
Yeah, no, you have to look at it like this, man. It's like when you go into a lion's den, you have to go in knowing that this is a wild animal. It's going to do exactly what it's expected to do. And once you step in there and he starts getting on your ass, you can't say, "Why did this lion start biting me and claw me to death?" It's a lion. It's what it does. So you kind of have to look at it like this. And this is what really gets me about people who sign with a Bad Boys Records, right? Or a Cash Money. These guys have had the same reputations for as long as they've been here. You heard all the horror stories, but yet you jumped in bed with them and then you want to complain when they do to you what we knew was going to happen to you. So, with that said, comes to this one of the most famous sayings of all time: fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me three times, I'm a dumbass who should have never been in this business in the first place.
Right. Like that. Now you got me thinking about Jaguar Wright and all that shit,
Right. Now I'm gonna tell you,
and
Jaguar. Okay, here's my thing, man. With Jaguar, right? I hear what she's saying about things, but at the same time, Jag, you seem like a disgruntled, angry person who got the shit end of the stick. If and I say this because I'm like, if you never got that unfair shake, would you have ever said anything? I'm pretty sure while you were there in the industry, you've seen things just like with our own stories. You've seen things happening to people, but you didn't speak up and say anything. But now that they're happening to you, you want us all to, oh, Jaguar. No, I'm sorry. But again, shame, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me three times, you're a dumbass. You shouldn't be in this business. And she falls into category number three for me because she's been around long enough to know better.
damn, real talk, real talk, real fucking talk, like straight up, like damn,
You sound like a
that's real. I
disgruntled
can't even.
chick. Dude, you sound like a disgruntled chick who came home and found your man in bed with another chick. And the whole time you knew that your man was a pimp. He was a pimp when you met him. So he just did what he was expected to do.
Sometimes I feel like that about hip hop, right? I'd be like, damn, man, hip hop is my bitch. Like, why the fuck is this bitch doing this with this nigga?
Right, right,
So
right.
sometimes I get disgruntled like that, and I call I've even sat there and even said that shit in some freestyles. Like, yeah, I'm a disgruntled MC because of the way the game is and the politics of it all, you know. And when you really break it down, like Ice-T even said, like we basically pimping ourselves in this fucking music business.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
then, or we either find some motherfucker that's sitting there, some label, some Barry Gordy type motherfucker that is gonna be doing that,
Right.
you know. And
Mhm.
but
Yep.
the way we
You're right.
seeing these battle leagues doing it,
Yep.
like it's it's not it's not that, but it is that because it's like, nah, you can't go over there and battle over here. You can't battle
Yeah.
that person this, and you're not gonna get a job over here. Blah blah blah. Stop holding shit over a nigga head and let a nigga get some off.
Right.
You know? That's why I
Well,
like open season battle arena. Like y'all letting niggas getting some off. Like y'all ain't being biased. It's none of this bullshit politics. You know what I
right.
mean? That I've been seeing in the game.
Right.
That's refreshing, because like what I was sitting there saying, okay, that's what needs to be set up. And that's what I was gunning for to set up. Right.
Right.
And then, like I said, God works in mysterious ways, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And,
sir.
and I I kept my eyes open, and in the same train of the same train of thought and frame of mind, I ended up finding that there's a league like Open Season Battle,
Right.
with you know what I mean? And like I said, like you just broke it down earlier, the way that you do it is the way that it should be done. And I'm a also thank you for actually what you've done. In a way, you've shared your playbook with people, but it's
Right.
okay because see, you know any team, I'm gonna break it down like this: everybody knew the Bulls was coming with the triangle offense,
Right. Right.
and they couldn't stop it. Everybody knows the Knicks is fucking coming with the Thibodeau D, but they can't
Right.
stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's all good, like that's what's cool, and be proud of that shit. Be proud of that, straight
Right.
up. And like I wish that we could have seen like rappers like DMX, like Black Rob, even Shine, still be able to go in and jump into a league like yours, like Cassidy jumping into leagues and shit like that. Ain't no
Right.
reason for my nigga to be homeless, sitting there fucked up.
Right. With
That
the
fucked me
illness.
up.
With the illness on
Right.
top of that.
Right. Like we shouldn't have a hip hop union. People sitting there, not thinking about it that way, but we really should. We
Yeah.
really should,
I said that. I
you
said
know.
that years ago that it should be, but again, the crazy reason why that would never happen, right? And it's a double-edged sword. Part of it is because you got some. I just call stuff for what it is. You got some greedy white dudes who sit upstairs and they can't see nobody else getting any money. Now, right under that floor that they're on, there's another floor called greedy ass brothers who don't want to see their own people get money. and
Right.
and it's sad that it's that way, but it is what it is. This is the game. This is the game.
Right. Right.
And
Like
until
I've
we
heard somebody.
recognize that, right. And until we recognize that and hold people accountable, you can expect to see more of this stuff.
See, that's why we need to jump on different platforms that are able to be reputable and hold them accountable. Like you can't be like
Right.
I pride myself on being a different type of platform. You're not gonna get
Right.
shit like fucking DJ Vlad shit. I don't do
Right.
that. Like that. That's fucked up, right?
Can't stand
Like the
that
way
guy.
that whole shit goes down.
I can't stand that guy. I really don't
You
like
know,
that guy. It would be wise if me and him never met.
I feel you.
We should
Like, but
never
I'm
meet.
sure. I'm sure. I'll bump into the motherfucker out here somewhere. He'll have his security or some shit, and say, "Oh, well, Samson, why you talk that shit about me?" I'm not talking shit. I'm stating facts. Like that shit is cool what you do, but we got another thing going on over here that's ethical. That we go more off of facts. I'm not gonna sit there and jump out the window on some shit verbally and say, hey, you know what, this happened or that happened without receipts and facts on anything. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
sometimes stories from here come a little bit later because it takes time to go and dig into the story, right?
Right.
You know, and that's what things are deserving of. Like, you need that side of um journalism. So yeah, like, we need to be able to be on a platform, like I said, to be able to hold some things accountable. And
Right.
also, the people need to co-sign that shit as accountable, like, to hold that. Like, if they're sitting there saying, like we talked about earlier, okay, to pull out a phone during a battle and look at your fucking rhymes,
Right.
why shouldn't that
Right.
shit be a fucking, that should be a lost? If y'all said cannabis lost, right, for pulling out a notepad, if he lost to
Right.
disaster for that, then everybody else after that loses to me if they pull out a fucking phone.
Yeah.
If that's the standard set.
Yeah. And that standard should be set.
Right. So I don't understand. Maybe it's the politics of the way that the fans are being geared to think about it back and forth and accept it. Maybe,
I'm sure that plays a role.
you know, or maybe it's just the fact that they're like, hey, I'm just so gassed up about seeing what the fuck he spit. It was just cold as fuck. So they let it go. It might be multiple reasons. But I
Right.
know as an MC that's robbing me or any other MCs, they go up in there, write their shit and put their shit down and put it down for the craft, right?
Right.
That's robbing somebody like you that's putting on the show. They're saying, you know what, I'm bringing the best thing that I could bring to the people because this is what they want, you
Right.
know?
Right.
So I like that, you know, you scout for, like you said, the lions, the
Right.
wolves, the bear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't come over there open season thinking it's gonna be all fun and games. It ain't fucking Candyland, right?
No, it's not at all. You're going to go through a very difficult first 10 minutes with us. Your first 10 minutes of encountering us is going to be difficult. We put everybody through a screening, and that screening, I will say this. So far as it stands, 80% of them won't make it.
Damn.
80% of the people who go through our screening don't make it.
Shit.
We don't want the I'm still growing. We don't want that. When you come here, we're held to a standard. You must be an elite spitter to come here. No one's going to hold your hand here. So if you don't come
Word.
in ready and you know you're not ready, just show up when you do. Show up when you're ready. Show up when you do know you're ready.
Right. What do
You
you
know?
feel about like rap crews in battle rap?
As far as like real rap artists or battle rappers?
Like battle rappers, you know how they had like motherfuckers be
Like,
like, okay, gang, and all this other shit
oh
like
yeah,
that, right? What do you
I
think?
got
Like, what do you feel about that?
you. I'm 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 not against it, but I'm not a big fan of it at the same time. And the reason why I'm not against it, because I'm like, okay, people got their little crews, okay, cool. It's not
Right.
wrong with you repping, y'all put together a little group, okay, cool. The reason why I don't like it is kind of like LeBron James when he went to the Heat. You built the perfect situation around you instead of winning it with what you had. And then it gets into this real gray, murky area of not battling the people who you should be battling. Okay, well, you're not gonna battle me. I'm gonna give you him. Let's take Murder Mook with the Dot Mob. Okay, let's just be real. There are a lot of battles that T Rex was thrown into that we knew he was never going to win, and so a lot of those battles we believe that Mook should have came outside and been in those battles, but they never happened. So,
Right.
so that's how I look at a lot of that. And it's a gift and a curse at the same time. Like, yeah, granted, you got your little team and everything. That's cool. You guys are doing your thing. You're repping, blah blah. I get all that, but at the same time, like I said, if it's going to start going into that gray area of I don't want to battle, so I'll put him up, or you got to go through everybody on my team to get to me. That's bullshit to me.
Right, nigga, you ain't fucking Last Dragon or Bruce Lee and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like this ain't fucking Warriors
right,
where you got to go through the gauntlet to
right,
now you get to the boss.
right.
Like
He didn't call out your boy. He called out you. So why are me and T Rex even having a conversation when I didn't call him? I called you.
right,
And
right,
and it gets crazy from there because then you start having this discussion. This is why we have the your record means nothing over here situation, because then it gets into this thing. Well, I won my last 20 battles straight in a row. Okay, then if that's the case, and this is how I looked at smacking them should be doing. Okay, if you won your last 20 in a row and you feel you're on this God level, okay, then you beating me should be easy. How about come on and let's have this battle?
right.
But
It should
nobody wants to do that.
it should be, and they don't, you know, like it should be a thing of, how they do it, like say in amateur boxing, they have their amateur boxing record. When you get
Right,
into, the pros, you got your pro record.
right,
It should be that kind of shit. We still recognize Evander Holyfield for all the shit that he did as an amateur boxer. It doesn't take
right.
away him being elite
Exactly.
because, it doesn't take away from his championships. None of that.
Right.
Like,
And he still got in the ring with anybody who wanted to fight.
right, this nigga, he's still getting ready to get in the ring.
Right, right,
Kind of shit is that? Like, so that's why I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with you rappers? Like, man, stop all the diva shit.
right,
Like stop putting bedazzles on your fucking jacket and shit and wearing
right,
dresses and shit coming out there to battle a nigga.
right,
And then, hide on the track and talk about it on the track. Go out there and come out and battle a nigga.
right,
Niggas be,
right,
all online and shit with shit, but they don't put that action to it. Like, hey, this motherfucker saying I battle you. Okay, go ahead, battle them. Like, we ain't
right,
gotta even the battle rap shit. That's why I like battle rap, because we ain't got to scrap. We can sit there and battle. And as far
right,
as with the rap shit, right? And then
right,
you can walk away from that. You might be kind of scarred after what I say, but you can walk away from that.
right. And go back to selling records and making millions.
Right.
It might
This is
even
why I
work out
like
for
this.
both of us.
Right. This is why I like that shit. Even though, see, going back to Mook, when Mook beat Tay Rock, yes, I said it. When Mook beat
Right.
Tay Rock,
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
3-0,
Miserable.
nigga.
It was
3-0.
miserable. Not only did he beat him, he completely duffed him out. Completely. As far as I'm concerned, Tay Rock wasn't even standing there. He was just there.
mm, mm.
He might as well not even showed up. He lost before he even got out of bed that day.
Damn.
That's how bad that was. I gotta keep it real. He lost the very moment he woke up that day. He already lost.
Damn. Yeah, he did. Damn.
So,
Oh my god. And then niggas still had crews like gassing them up and shit in the back. Like,
oh yeah, yeah. But
Mook
they were
comes
just
out with
being
some shit.
they were being
You know,
supporting actors and mascots. They already knew that he lost.
right.
If you couldn't see it after the first round, you were just delusional. He literally lost every round to me.
Me too. Like straight up. Like every round he lost all rounds. Like
Yep, he lost every single round.
that
And
shit. He was kind of interesting in his last battle with
yeah,
with old girl with Miss Hustle. What the fuck?
yeah,
That he
yeah,
was battling.
yeah, yeah. How about
Oh,
that?
he was alright, but a lot of people went in on them on all that shit. Like it's kind of a conspiracy, I think, I'll talk about that a little bit later. But um, yeah, these dudes, man, it's another level for this dude. And like you said, you got some that'll come out. I mean, you got some that are not coming out, and they should be coming out.
Right.
If you could pick a battle, be a green battle to see, like as far as what you see in battle rap, period. I don't want you to sit there and say that if it's gonna sit there and fuck up what you got going on open season. But that is the question. Who would you want to see?
Uh,
And it could be a few. You don't have to just limit it to one.
that could actually be a conflict of interest for me to answer that, for the simple fact that we're getting into the realm of dealing with a lot of these more known URL battle rappers and things. So that could become a problematic answer for me to answer that.
Right on. I feel you on that. I feel you.
We are,
That's
and the
why I
thing
said out of
is,
respect.
for sure. We're actually doing business with some of them right now as we speak, and we're locking in different things. So I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way, with certain things,
Respect. Sure, man. Yeah, I feel you on that. Out of okay. Well, let me ask it this way. Out of and just to go back to finishing the question that we had a little bit earlier. Out of all these guys, who has the top tracks you're thinking about that you've heard come out in the past few months? What would DJ LX Starr's list be for
last few months?
Battle rap with some music.
As far as battle rappers who are making music, I like Official. Official has some dope music. So we're just looking at one of her videos that she came out with a little while ago. So I would say Official is dope. I like her music and what she's doing. Let me see. Again, K-Shine. Lux also makes dope music as well.
Right.
I like what Lux does with his music. And one reason why I like Lux, he knows how to turn off sounding like a battle rapper when it's time to make actual music. He knows he knows the difference between the two. And a lot of them don't.
Right. That's actually what I had to go through and perfect a certain way, because I used to say, yo, battle rappers don't make music. They don't make good music. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, it's all one and the same.
Right.
So they get mad at it with a beat we might pick or whatever the fuck it is, Now, like you said, he figured the formula. He figured the formula out. Definitely.